The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of that. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throbbing my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Speaking podcast. Recording this on Thursday, September 29th. September 25th, 2025, for the 29th. We are trying a new idea on the show. It's going to be, sorry, 1 second. I didn't mean to tease that real quick. But we are trying a new idea on the show called EJ Loves the Internet, because I absolutely love the internet. This idea came up from the fact that there's a lot of videos and memes and a lot of things I see throughout the day, throughout the week, that I love to talk about and react to, and a lot of times they make this content on the show. And sometimes they fit on the regular shows we do. But there's so many things that are out there that I can't react to, that I would love to react to. Whether it be funny, whether it be serious, whatever it may be. Now, I would like to keep the show as close to lighthearted as possible. But there will be some things that may be a little serious. And I also like reacting to videos that have like discussion points also too. And I can't always do that on the regular on the Tuesday episode or Friday episode because I have other things to talk about. So decided to try this out. I'm not sure if we'll do this as a weekly show or not. Haven't decided yet. The idea is to go weekly. Drop this on Mondays to start the week off. I know we've been putting out the unfiltered stuff on the feed as of late, and we'll probably still do that and basically double on content. I guess for me, my only fear is, I have this idea and I run with it, I don't get burned out, because this we're gonna call Project 1-2. It is labor of love, because it's going to require, sometimes looking at videos and reminding myself to save those videos and then put it out there. Also, even though I do handpick the videos I like to see, folks, if you listen to the podcast and you see videos that you think I might like, send it my way. Email me, ejchristian7@gmail.com. That's EJ Christian 7@gmail.com. And I'll give you credit for it too. I'll give you credit for finding the video on the show. So without further ado, let's react to the first thing here. And should I go video first? Let's do a classic one here first and foremost. As I get on my screen. Good 1 second. All right, this is the classic one. This is a CNN moment from I think a couple of years ago, actually. So it launches up with a CNN moment, actually. I think it's on the panel. This is when Don Lemon was still there at the time. He has on Mark Lamont Hill, I think that's Angela Rye, and then a black conservative on the panel as well too. And they were talk about something related to conservatives not getting a fair shake and black conservatives not getting a fair shake, and it went something else. It went into something else. Let's play the video here.
When a young African American walks in a cheesecake factory with a Make America Great Again hat, he shouldn't be verbally accosted. You should maybe inquire as to why he's wearing it if you want to hear his point of view, but he should by no means feel that he's not welcome in a restaurant.
Okay.
This is the problem that we have as Americans, and we can all do better.
Mark, I know you want to respond to that. What do you want to say?
Nah, I was wondering what a dude was in a Cheesecake Factory, but I think for me, most
that laugh by Angela, though, is all I need to say, though. Even though I do agree with the conservative on the panel, I do agree with them. Like, you should be a cost. And for record, I was raised with conservatives, so I know I got that growing up, and you already know how I feel. I don't give a fuck how you feel about me, man. I had my feelings on things, but the fact that they took a serious conversation and made it into this, Mark Lamont's wrong for this shit, bro.
that has y'all tripping, man.
Yeah, no,
both of y'all tripping, bro. Like seriously, but I mean, he took a very serious situation there and made a lot of it. You know what I mean? But it was funny. It was funny. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I do agree with the guy, the customer in the panel. Talking about. I mean, obviously, I don't have the entire context of what was said on the conversation, but from what he's saying, though, people should not be, dismissed because of their beliefs politically, whatever they may be. If we're going to be an open country and be open to ideas and whatnot, we should be accepting the fact that there are black people who do lean right, who do have conservative views. I being one of them growing up. I'm more of a moderate now. I've evolved as gotten older. But I would never dismiss people for their views. That's ridiculous, So, all right, let's get to his place. What's one here? This is going to be a this is reaction to WrestlePalooza. I found this on Instagram yesterday, rather. WrestlePalooza, of course, which was on ESPN this past Saturday. We have a fan here who was disgusted at the show. All right, I guess the person says, "I went to actually she attended Palooza here from Mutates." I went to WrestlePalooza. This was one of the worst shows I've ever watched. Genuinely, right now is the most deflated I've ever been as a wrestling fan, and I don't know what the future holds. What the future of this company is going to look like. We deserve better than this. If you enjoyed the show, I'm so glad. I was there in person. The crowd was practically silent the whole show. Nothing happened. The whole show was one giant spit in the face to wrestling fans. Constant ads, yes, in person. I'm promoting football and basketball players more than the damn wrestlers. That was the last time I'll ever see Cena in person. And I just wish I just stayed home. It was that bad. I want to be positive wrestling. I want to love the show that I've been a fan of since I was 5 years old. I tried my absolute best and failed. The ESPN era is truly the end of what we love. Saudi Arabia will own this company in 2 to 5 years, and TKO does not give one single fuck about any of us. Great way to kick off the new era in WWE. I got to tell you, I spoke about this on the show last week, and I told you guys, what is the breaking point? What is the breaking point as a fan? To me, I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm approaching that with the situation with the ESPN thing and having to pay $30 extra for a service I really don't need outside of the PLEs. So again, every fan has a breaking point. And for the record, WWE is the biggest wrestling company on the planet. Yes, they are. But they're not the only wrestling company. So if you love wrestling, there's still a lot of other companies to support. You obviously have AEW. You still have TNA. You have independent wrestling across the board. You have obviously the stuff in New Japan you can watch. So just because WWE is failing doesn't mean you have to stop watching wrestling. Now, I don't know if those other companies will give you what you deserve or what you want, but at the same time, I get it. I get it because I'm as I said in the pod last week, I am myself reaching my break point as well. All right, let's get another video here. This is actually Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter. This might be a little bit lengthy, but follow me here. So there's been some issues as of late when pertaining to, obviously the estate, Michael Jackson's estate. They just finished the biopic, filming the biopic. It's coming out supposedly next April. Was it Colin or Coleman Domingo who plays Joe Jackson in the film? He had done a recent interview, and he has said he was thankful for the kids and their input. Paris Jackson did a long video on her Instagram stating that what input you didn't really. I was never asked about anything on the movie, and she has a long rant on here. A lot of reaction on both sides in this one. Let's play it here and see what we get.
I'm gonna say this and then I'll kind of just leave it alone, because it seems like there's been a lot of responses. There's been a lot of responses to the thing that I posted earlier about just clarifying that I wasn't involved at all, aside from giving feedback on the first draft and then getting the feedback that we're not actually going to address your notes at all.
So what she's saying here is basically that she had given input when they first started the film or started putting together the film, or the script, or maybe, and she gave her input. And then they didn't take her input, and then she was out, and that's it. That's why she was kind of offended by that Domingo actually sit there publicly and say, she was thankful for the input of the kids, when in fact she didn't even her input that she had wasn't used. So continue.
All right, fuck me, So I just butt it out, and I just I've left it alone because it's not my project. So they're gonna make whatever they're gonna make. a big reason why I haven't said anything up until this point is because I know a lot of you guys are going to be happy with it. Like, a big section. The film panders to a very specific section of my dad's fandom that still lives in the fantasy. And they're going to be happy with it. Just like I remember hearing about how Freddie Mercury's family responded to seeing the Bohemian Rhapsody film, right? And I remember, like, reading the Dirt autobiography as a kid, and then growing up and, like, watching the movie they ended up making, starring, like, MGK, and I was like, okay. The thing about these biopics is it's Hollywood, so it's fantasy land. It's not real.
So this is the thing that is gonna be controversial with fans, and I think a lot of Michael Jackson fans, especially too, are kind of annoyed by her in a sense because they feel like she's shitting on a project that's helping her father's legacy, especially knowing Michael Jackson's life and his contentious, nature, not nature, but so much relationship rather with the media. And so they feel like that she's in essence, kind of taking a crap on that, which really isn't. She's giving just giving a bigger picture of what to expect. Also, the fact that now these movies are she's not wrong. These movies are sugarcoated. I told you guys when I saw Bohemian Rhapsody years ago, and as a hardcore Queen fan myself, there were a lot of errors in that movie, a lot of errors. So, and they did to gloss it up to make it simple for the casual fan. And this movie will be for the casual fan. They will take liberties in this movie that fans like me are going to notice and say that's not right. That's bullshit. That was wrong, and that's this and that. Paris is very honest about this kind of stuff. I know fans are nervous because they're going to take her comments, and they know the media's going to try to twist it as something negative to Michael. It's not. She's being honest. And the thing is, the fans can't be like that with her because, again, she can't continue to pander to you guys either. Could be doing the same damn thing also on the other side. So,
but it's sold to you as real, and a lot of sugar-coated, like the narrative is being controlled, and there's a lot of inaccuracy, and there's a lot of just full-blown lies. And at the end of the day, like, that doesn't really fly with me. I don't really like dishonesty. I spoke up. I wasn't heard. I fucked off.
Yeah, there you go. She spoke up. She said this and that. And not only that, there's already a lot of reports that the estate and the kids are having a lot of issues. They're clashing on issues pertaining to the money and what money is being divvied, how money being divvied out. A lot of stuff that we're not privy to as fans and as people outside that bubble. So I can certainly understand her point of view in terms of the situation.
That's it. Y'all are gonna like the fucking movie, so just go watch it, go enjoy it, do whatever, leave me out of it. Also, something that, like, quite a lot of people are saying is, like, she hates her dad. She resents him. She wants nothing to do with him. Because I'm not, like, calling the shots on set, being a big shot producer of a movie that's filled with just inaccuracies. That's not my truth. That's not where I'm coming from. I just prefer honesty over, like, sales and monetary gain. Like, that's it. And I kind of just don't want anything to do with that. So I'm gonna fuck off again. And I'm gonna keep minding my own business. I suggest you do the same. God bless and Godspeed.
Yeah, again, she was brought to this. Domingo made the comment that she had input. So it wasn't like she just jumped out of nowhere and all the fans like, oh, well, she sounds very spoiled and all this stuff. No, dude. Someone made a comment about her that she was involved. She said, no, the fuck I wasn't. And she's calling it out. And I appreciate that. And for the record, again, I understand the sensitivity of fans. Wanting Michael's legacy to be, and I am too. I'm a hardcore fan. I want his legacy to be presented the right way. But let's also be very careful that these are still human beings involved. This is still his daughter. Okay, no matter what we know about Michael Jackson and how much we think about him, she will always know more because that was her father. there'll always be a closeness between her and her father in comparison. So I get the fans being very protective and very like weird because again the media will take a comment she made and twist it as though Michael does that's her father, which is not true. It's not true at all. You know, maybe she's only talking about it all the time because it's hard for her to talk about it. Maybe that experience of losing her dad at a young age is still traumatic. Maybe that is. I mean, can we at least consider that point? All right, she did another video after that too. Also, I think the day after. So here's the little clip here of that.
That's it. Also,
I don't think that's it.
I will say for.
By the way, if this show, especially too with the Eagles on the internet, if it's the first episode we're doing it, I would suggest watching this, especially on YouTube, because this is going to be mostly a video show. Like we'll have clips and we'll have audio and stuff, but most of the stuff you're going to find I'm playing here will be video related.
Some of you guys that are not like insanely familiar with the dynamic between me and like my dad's fandom, and like why would you be? So I guess like when the actor that's in the movie did that article with Rolling Stone, and he was like, Paris is so helpful and like supportive of this movie, blah 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 blah, and she's been helping out on set. My response to that was like, yo, I've met this man twice. Once at a birthday party and once at the Amphar thing the other night. Both were like hella brief interactions. Like, I've met this man twice. Because I said this man, she's so rude. I can't believe the attitude from her. How could she say this man?
There you go. I mean, she has a point there. And again, you know, you use her name, you're going to feel a certain kind of way. I don't blame her for feeling a certain kind of way. By the way, the one kid who is involved in the show of his 3 kids is Prince Jackson, his oldest son. He's very involved in the movie, in fact. So, of course, the movie, the person that plays Michael will be Michael's nephew, Jafar, who's Jermaine Jackson's son, for the record. So there is a connection to the family in this movie. All right, what else we got here? Oh, I got it. I'm gonna enjoy this one. This is a video of someone posting on Trump. So Trump had a speech this week about Tylenol and how Tylenol can be dangerous. I don't remember the context necessarily. And someone put a very funny clip with pertaining to his speech and how it sounds like. Please play it.
How we say that? Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen.
That's I Love Lucy, by the way.
Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol.
Remember that name.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. Does that tell you something? That's currently. Is that a correct statement, by the way?
Fucking Trump. I'm not a fan of the guy as president, but come on. This is what I'm saying. I think the guy's hysterical. You guys know how I feel about the guy. I think he's hysterical. He's hysterical. So, that's I Love Lucy, of course. Clips of I Love Lucy, classic TV show for you kids out there who don't know who she is. One of the all-time greats. All right, let's get to a something different here. Let's pick up something I read on the internet this week. All right. Am I an asshole for admitting I regret having children? Here's the statement here. I'm going to read it verbatim. My wife and I are both 42 in marriage counseling after our marriage basically went to shit after having kids, 6 and 4-year-old twins. Jeez. A lot of issues and disagreements have come up in our marriage that have driven us apart, and I have been working through my resentment that going back for one more baby resulted in twins, including one which we are pretty sure has ADHD and ODD and is a nightmare child. Our counselor asked me if I would have children, if I would have children, if I had to do it over again, and I said, honestly, no. I love my kids. I would take a bullet for them. But if I had a chance to go back to 24 when I finished grad school and could do my life all over again, I would choose fatherhood. It is not the fulfilling experience everyone claims, and while I love my children, the sacrifices are not worth it to me. I had a much happier life before having children, and have gone from someone who loved life to someone who just makes it through the day, working a job he hates to provide for his wife and kids. Whew. So reading this, the first thing I do when I read things like this, I go straight to the comments. What do people react to this? Because okay, from my experience, I've had conversations about this kind of stuff in the past. I'm not gonna lie. I can relate to him. Okay? Now, let me preface and say this, though. I love my boys. I don't regret having kids. But I can relate to his attitude as to, in my case, it's more so there are moments in certain days and certain weeks where I wonder around like, what the fuck was I thinking? Having kids. What was I thinking? There are moments. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm a human being. But ultimately, do I regret having kids? No, I don't. Now, for the question why I do it all over again, that's tricky. Because I honestly, I can only speak for how I am now, 45 years old, with having a wife and 2 kids. Like, I can't live without them, obviously. But I can't say I would go the same direction, because here's the thing about, it's a little background for people who don't know me well. My wife and I got married in 2011. We got married with the intention of having kids. Now, we were always open to the idea. It was never a closed shut case, but we at the time were okay with not having kids. Our attitude was we're going to design our lives the way we wanted to do it, and that's it. And then we decided a year and a half later that let's have kids. I mean, we got pregnant literally within a few months after we start trying for kids. Again, my wife and I have the same attitude. She loves our kids, but there are moments where both her and I are like, what the fuck are we thinking, bro? What were we thinking? So I can relate to this guy. Now, I think this situation is a little more extreme. He has 4 twins. He has 2 twins. He has 4 kids, 2 sets of twins. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the thing is, you can't really plan that. It just happens. But at the same time, I can relate. He's not wrong. And I think people who sit there say, "Oh, you're just a bad guy because you don't like your." Dude, stop. If it works for you and you love having kids and you have no regrets, that's you, man. That's you. And by all means, do it. I don't regret having kids, but again, I can relate to having those moments. So I don't think that's as controversial as you think it is. So I don't know, man. Kudos to that guy. I know he's probably going through it. 2 sets of twins. Come on, at 42 years old. Oh my God. And I'm sure everything else around it, probably his sex life sucks. I would say have more sex. If anything, that helps things. But he might not have any time because he's probably worn out. Both of them probably worn out. So I'm here in moments struggling with having 2 kids. Can you imagine having 2 sets of twins? Oh my God, that's incredible. That's crazy. All right, here's another video. I just found. This is a midget. I think it's a midget. Trump guy. Trump midget. We call it. Very funny stuff.
Dave, I swear to God.
We love you, Mr. Trump.
Oh my
We're
God.
going to do so much for the women, you have no idea. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be truly amazing. So many patriots here in Connecticut. We love Connecticut. But we never won this state, I don't think. I think it's blue. I think it's blue. But
Yes, it is, Mr.
next
Trump.
time in 2028 when I'm president, it's going to be red then. I don't know.
Oh my God.
We're looking into it very strongly.
Again, you got to watch the video. Guys, if you're watching this podcast, watch the video because he did the little Trump dance. It's hysterical.
And if anybody don't like me in Connecticut, they're going to get the Johnson & Johnson. It's made out of Trump blood and Clorox.
Oh, God.
It really don't work, but it makes you keep your job. Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's.
Oh, my God. Crazy stuff. I like I said, I'm not a Trump guy, but I admire. Not say admire. That's the wrong word. I find impersonators hysterical. Just hysterical. They just make me laugh. They really do. All right, what's next here? Let's show another meme here. This is a Bill Belichick meme actually here. What can I read that? I can't read that. What does that say? All right, Bill Belichick is finding out that coaching college students is as easy as dating them. Jesus. As you guys know, Bill Belichick is currently engaged actually to a. He's 72, I believe. His fiance, I think, is 27 or 26. Is it Jordan Hudson? Her name is. I don't remember her name is. They've been together almost I think 2 years now. I mean, they're doing very well apparently, but you know, he's coaching UNC now. They've had two or three tough losses this year. Really rough start for Belichick, who's accustomed to winning. Here's another meme that's kind of funny as well too. Put to the Miami Dolphins. My granddad got 17-0. My dad got Dan Marino, and I get this. It's a kid. There's a kid complaining, crying, looking at the crowd. Oh my God. The Dolphins, like I said, this is do or die for them tonight. They're playing the Jets on Monday Night Football. It's do or die for them tonight. They better win this. They better win this game, or McDaniel's done. And even if they win this game, I think this is going nowhere fast. Tua is cooked. I think Tua's cooked. I think everything's been figured out. People, Mike McDaniel's whole scheme and his genius, what to call that, has been figured out. They were on the way up 2 years ago, and they stalled out, and now they are pretty much done. And it's sad. It's sad because I was hoping this team can make some noise this year, But there was, like I said, there were a lot of bad vibes coming to the year about this team anyway. So shouldn't be too surprising, honestly. But I don't know. All right, here's another video here. It's actually another Michael Jackson related video. This is pertaining to the Thriller album.
Close to being Michael Jackson's best album, and that is a fact. Because Thriller is the best-selling album in the history of music with an estimate of 100 million copies sold, it sits comfortably at the very top, and it will probably stay there for a while. However, quality and sales are not the same thing. Just because an album sold well, it doesn't necessarily mean the listening experience will match the success. This is not to say that Thriller is a bad album, by the way, not at all. With songs like the title track, Billie Jean, and Beat It, the album definitely deserves to be seen as one of the best in the 80s. But I don't really believe it claims the highest creative peak of Michael's career. There's a few other albums that deserve the title a lot more. Off the Wall, for example, probably his strongest album, with songs like Rock With You, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, and She's Out of My Life. This is by far the most consistent album he made. And even if you don't like it as much as Thriller, there's also Bad. This is the album that fully solidified his identity as an artist. If there was ever a Michael Jackson formula, it was born in this album. The title track, Men in the Mirror, The Way You Make Me Feel, and Smooth Criminal, this is a packed track list. However, that's not where it ends. In my own personal opinion, Dangerous is also better than Thriller, not necessarily because of the songs, but because of how consistent it is. It does have some great songs in it too, don't get me wrong, Remember the Time being the prime example, but overall I believe the album as a whole is better than Thriller too. Now, when it comes to influence and legacy, the conversation's a little different, but if we only look at the quality of the albums and how thought out they were, Thriller is definitely not Michael Jackson's peak.
You guys know I'm a hardcore fan, so you already know how I feel about this. It is not his peak whatsoever. Not whatsoever. It's not his peak. Trying to fix the screen here. I love Thriller. I mean, I love every Michael Jackson record for the record. So I mean, I'm not saying anything out of pocket. But there's an argument by a lot of fans that, in fact, the album that is probably the most I would say most popular among the hardcore fan base of Michael's is Dangerous. Now, I think his peak, honestly, was Bad. Bad and Dangerous, I would say history, but I think the best era for Michael was definitely Bad. I think that's the era that it came all together. Visually, musically, and then even, the tour, the Bad Tour, his first ever solo tour. That was the era to me that defined Michael Jackson. Like Thriller, obviously the biggest selling album of all time. It'll get its pop. But I would dare say Bad is a better record than that one. I would dare say Dangerous is on par. I think Dangerous, sound-wise, is much more. I would say Dangerous has actually influenced the pop music over the last 10, 15, 20 years. The sound itself. So it's not a hot take at all. In fact, most hardcore MJ fans like myself would say that Dangerous is well, I'm a bad person. Personally, my favorite album is Bad and Off the Wall. A lot of hardcore fans, especially under 40 years old, will say that Dangerous is, in fact, his best record, and that's in droves too. Also, in fact, to me, Bad and Dangerous is what really opened up his international base. Honestly, so not a hot take at all by all means. But again, Thriller's fantastic. Thriller is the biggest album of all time. the impact on that album still to this day resonates 43 years later. But if we're having a contextual conversation about Michael Jackson's career and his music, I still think Bad is better. I think Dangerous is better. And there are folks who will say history is better, you know? All right, what else we got here? Oh, we got a Dabo Sweeney crash out. Oh, I can't wait for this one.
If they tired of winning, they can send me on their way because that's all we've done is win. So if they tired of winning, we've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just asking, is that good? Hey, listen, I mean, if Clemson's tired of winning, they can send me on my way, but I'm going to go somewhere else and coach. I ain't going to the beach. Hell, I'm 55. I got a long way to go. Y'all going to have to deal with me for a while. I got a long way to go. I'm just getting going. I'm just now good enough to be a head coach. I'm just now figuring it out. So we'll be around a while.
All right. So, Dabo Sweeney is feeling it some kind of way. Obviously, there's pressure there, but Clemson's the start of the season 1-3 as of this week, as of recording anyway. There's rumors about him being on the hot seat. I don't think he's on the hot seat just yet. I do think that because of a lot of the, goodwill he's had, national championships recently. I mean, crying out loud, they were just in the college football playoff last year. So to be in the hot seat feels a little too sudden. And look, I can't stand Dabo Sweeney personally. I cannot stand him. I don't know the guy personally, but I just can't stand the guy. But I gotta be honest, I'm feeling a little sorry for him now. Feeling a little sorry for him, and I'll give him this. People may make fun of these crash outs, but you know what? Honestly, he's honest. He's transparent. He's like, you know what? If you want to fire me, go. I'll go somewhere else. I'm not done coaching football. I respect that. I'm sorry. I respect that. I think until the rest of the year goes, even they finished like 2-10 and 3, or whatever the hell, fucking 3-9, whatever. I think he'll get one more shot next year, a reprieve year, and if it fails next year, then he'll probably get canned. So that's my opinion. All right, do another crash out. I'm loving these crash out videos. Okay, so there was a rumor apparently, according to Jennifer Lopez. This is the tweet here from Certified Nippies. J-Lo just revealed with Time Magazine that she's doing a Whitney Houston tribute at the Grammys next year. J-Lo said, "I feel like Whitney's songs fit my vocal range very well. I'm going to sing I Have Nothing and I Will Always Love You." Yo, what the hell? This reaction, though, to this user, I don't know what his name is. Let me see. I'll give him credit for this one. This user is really, really very talented. Blazin03 on Instagram. What his reaction is hysterical. Check this out, man. It's great.
What did she say?
No, you ain't. No, you ain't. I swear to God, no, you ain't. Not Whitney Elizabeth Nippy the Voice Houston. No, you won't be doing a tribute. You better be calling Jennifer Hudson. You better be calling Fantasia. You better be calling Chaka Khan. You can call Patti LaBelle. You can call whoever. You can bring Luther back, but don't you dare. You can do Cheetah Girls. You can do some lit dance, something. Do the cha cha. Don't mess with me. What note you go hit that she hit? Well, who? Baby, that's gonna be on prayer and Jesus alone, and it still ain't gonna come through. I'm gonna rebuke this. You better forget you ever knew her name. You better not sing a note, a song, nothing.
Yo, I hope that is actually a rumor, because look, nothing against Jennifer Lopez, but you're not singing Whitney songs, dude. You're not doing that. That's not gonna work out for you. Okay, you're a good singer. Whitney Houston's an elite singer. What are we doing? No. I hope this is some bullshit that they come from the internet. But, she said, tell Time Magazine. That's a reputable source. I don't know, man. Call Fantasia, even call Kelly Clarkson. J-Lo should not be singing Whitney Houston songs. She has a good voice. Whitney Houston has an elite voice. What are we doing here? Come on now. All right, let's see some more crash out videos. New York Giants. This is from this is from after the Giant Chiefs game from last week's Sunday Night Football. Giant fans are in their feelings, brother, and I'm with them. I totally get it. Here's some reaction from the loss of the Chiefs from Giant fans on the ground.
Worst run football team in the NFL. It's been the worst run football team in the NFL for 15 years. The only worst run football team is the other team that plays in this stadium. Do something different. I can't stand it.
Feeling depressed. The Giants just sold the bag tonight. This is awful.
I haven't been to this stadium in 8 years, and there's a reason. Because of this, I can't take it anymore. It's miserable. It makes my freaking head hurt.
It's been 14 years since winning the Super Bowl, and since then, 2 playoff appearances.
Bad as hell right now. We suck. We're going 0-16. I'm not even kidding. Giants fucking suck right now.
I get migraines thinking about this team. I can't freaking do it.
Man, I lost all my fucking money today. I'm pissed off at the Giants.
Get Brian Dabo the fuck out of here.
It is awful. It is so freaking bad. It's an embarrassment.
Dude, this is the worst the franchise has ever been. Can they put in Jackson Dart? Like, come on. When are we going to, get a new coach and stuff and get a new quarterback?
Daniel Jones is the answer to all of our prayers, and I can't believe that we shipped him off. Bring Daniel Jones back to New York.
You know it's bad when 3 games in to the 2025 season, Daniel Jones is the voice of reason, or looking back at Daniel Jones. Y'all forgot how bad Daniel Jones was? Bro, stop. Okay, stop.
We need you, Daniel. Come save us.
It been over when Russell Wilson was named the starter. Y'all got a better chance with Jameis Winston biting W's.
We love Daniel Jones. We miss you, Daniel.
The Giants are poverty.
It was rough, man. It was rough.
And Dart got to play. Fuck Russ. I just want to say, man.
For the record, Russ will be as this recording. Russ would have played Dart would have played his first game in his Giants career.
We suck.
Patrick Mahomes is still a bitch-ass motherfucker. Give Scatterbo some more touches.
Yeah.
I'm officially converting over to Baltimore Ravens.
We'll take our
I've kind of done that to myself. I'm a Lamar guy, rooting for the Super Bowl, so yeah.
Manning.
Need Daniel Jones back.
37-year-old quarterback, second down and 10 in the red zone.
Giants fucking
And
suck.
we decided to let Russell Wilson run a fucking quarterback draw.
It's a tough loss. That's a tough one there. They look good at the beginning, but, the Chiefs are too much better.
Get the 80s and the 90s, teammates back, had them coach.
Fuck the Chiefs. Jets, Jets.
The O-line
By the way, the Jets, as of recording, is also 0-3 for the record.
played decent, but he's waiting 5 seconds in the pocket to throw the ball. He hit the post on the throw, and with receivers open, he needs to get out, bro. Ship him to Cincinnati, ship him to wherever, but not here. Let Jackson play.
Malik Neighbors sucks.
That describes the whole season. Fire them all. Dayball, Shane Bowen, all of them. Joe Schoen. They need a one-way ticket to unemployment.
Joe Shane for the record, just pronounced Joe Shane, GM.
They all suck.
The Giants fucking suck. The Giants, it's been pretty rough over the last 14 years. Another loss. 0-3.
Season's over. We're going to improve. We have to fire.
I think that's it. Hold on. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. That's the video there. Yeah, so I'm a Giant fan, so I get it. I totally get it. I can relate. But I'll tell you what, though, for me personally,
A lot of
you get to the point where, sports is important to me, but it's not the thing. And I will admit, in the last 14 years, my Giants fandom has tempered a little bit. I was pretty bad back in the 90s and 2000s. I was pretty bad. I don't know what it is. Maybe all the losing's gotten to me now. I don't know. And when your season's over, when your season's already over before Halloween, it's kind of depressing, So anyway, all right. Let me show you this one here. This is a picture of Drew McIntyre, WWE Drew McIntyre, with a tweet. If you want to be, you might get this. So Drew McIntyre tweeted, "The Rock wants Cody's soul. I want his ass." Then after I retweet, he tweeted again, "What?" By the way, I already told y'all I am in for the Drew McIntyre experience. I'm in for the Drew McIntyre Tyler run. I know he didn't get it last week at WrestlePalooza, but I already told y'all I am in for a Drew McIntyre Tyler run. He deserves it. He got a championship back in 2020, but of course that was during COVID with no crowds. He deserves to have a Tyler run with crowds. All right, here's another video. This is actually I think this is a remake of Castaway with Tom Hanks, and basically this is funny as hell.
Wilson, where are you? Wilson! Wilson!
Giants fans looking for week 2 Russell Wilson. Of course, remember week 2 Russell Wilson had his career day, throwing for 452 yards. Something was, in I think a couple touchdowns. Yeah, and that guy is now literally a week later benched. A bench a week later. That's asinine for me. All right, one more video to get you out of here. This I don't necessarily approve of kids cussing, but this shit was hysterical. These are a couple videos of kids cursing.
It's not that word, Mommy.
Yes, it is.
No, it's take a fucking nap. It smells like fucking shit.
Hey, Mara, how's that apple juice?
Good.
Yeah, it's good?
Fucking good. Fuck off, you fat pig.
The English one. Fuck off, you fat pig. I think it's English or Australian one too.
What?
You're not a pussy, sweetheart.
Thank you, honey.
Mom said fuck.
No, I didn't.
Mom said fuck every day.
What?
The gummy
Gummy
is beautiful.
fuckable. Fucking cold.
Samantha, chew with your mouth closed.
Fuck you. Oh, you snowman. Fuck your snowman.
What?
Oh, it's so great.
Okay,
I'm not lying
So
to you.
bad.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh my god.
What'd you make?
See you next time on the back. See you.
That's correct. That's insane. That's insane. I don't approve of kids cussing like that, but and it's especially weird people put on the internet. But yeah, that's society today, 2025. We love that shit, right? I guess so. So anyway, that's it. That is it for the first edition of EJ Loves the Internet. Again, I am on X at EJ Christian 7. Enjoy the rest of the week of content coming your way, and we will probably do this every Monday for the foreseeable future. Like I said, I don't know if we'll keep doing this every week. This is a labor of love, but I enjoyed our first episode, and hopefully do it again. So again, check out all the content on the feed. YouTube page at youtube.com/Earnest Christian. At Earnestly Pod. Sorry, not Earnestly Christian. At Earnestly Pod. On TikTok and on Instagram as well too. Until the next episode, we will talk soon. God bless you guys. Until the next episode.